don't use it at all. When selecting a wheel, always follow the manufacturer's inspection recommendations to look for chips, cracks, or other defects. Discard any damaged or defective wheels. As you proceed with mounting a particular grinder wheel, keep in mind that improper mounting is perhaps the single most common cause of wheel failure. So it's absolutely vital that you follow proper mounting procedures. Let's take a look at how to mount an abrasive wheel with a through-hole design onto a grinder using flanges. First, always use flanges that were supplied with the tool, making sure they're the same diameter, aren't accidentally reversed, and have matched recesses. A mismatched or reversed flange can cause stress and eventual failure of the wheel. Never under any circumstances use washers in place of flanges. As you're mounting the wheel, be sure it and the mounting flanges are wiped clean. This will ensure even contact with no pressure points. Let's talk about blotters for a moment. A blotter is a compressible washer that cushions the flanges, distributes their pressure evenly, and protects them from the abrasive surface of the wheel. Don't use a wheel if its blotters are loose, scuffed, or damaged. Place the wheel flanges correctly against the blotters. The grinder's arbor shank should now extend through the wheel with thread showing both in and through the outside flange. Tighten the end nut carefully. Over-tightening the end nut can stress the wheel, which could eventually cause it to break. Threaded grinder wheels require their own special precautions during mounting. Steel threaded bushings are molded into the wheel so it can be threaded onto the end of the grinder spindle. When using these kinds of wheels, it's vital that the flat surface of the bushing be flush with a flat surface on the backside of the wheel. If the bushing is not flush with the wheel surface, tightening of the wheel can cause the bushing to break free, resulting in a wheel that is not securely attached to the grinder spindle. This is an unsafe condition. Here's an example of a cone wheel with threaded bushing being mounted on a grinder spindle. Notice how the wheel's hub screws down flush with the flat surface of the flange. Here's an example of a threaded hub wheel being mounted on a grinder's arbor shank. In this case, the hub's flat surface should mate flush against the flat surface of the grinder's back flange surface. Once the wheel has been threaded and tightened, install a wheel retaining screw if provided. Now, you should test the wheel under speed. Hold the grinder under a steel bench or inside a casting, making sure everyone is out of the way. Turn the tool on and hold it at full throttle for 1 minute. If the wheel is damaged or weakened in any way, this is usually when it will fail. If it does fail and you need to mount a replacement wheel, be sure to turn off the air, disconnect the hose, and follow the previous steps closely. If the grinder's guard was struck by the disintegrating wheel, you'll have to first install a new guard before replacing the wheel. Now that we've gone over the various precautions for handling and mounting grinder wheels, let's spend a moment reviewing them. Protect wheels with minimal handling. Match the wheel to the tool and job. Refer to the manufacturer's plate on the tool for tool speed rating. Check the tool with a calibrated tachometer. Use a wheel with a speed rating that's equal to or greater than the grinder. Refer to the wheel blotter for maximum speed. Don't use wheels without speed ratings. Follow the wheel manufacturer's inspection recommendations and discard any damaged or defective wheels. Clean off flanges and use same-sized flanges with matched recesses. Never use a washer instead of a flange. Don't use loose, scuffed, or damaged blotters. Clamp flanges against blotters. The threaded arbor shank should extend through the wheel and flange. Tighten end nuts carefully. Replace any damaged guard. Wheels with threaded bushings should be mounted so flat back flange or nut surfaces are flush with each other. Use a wheel retaining screw if one is provided. Always test wheels under speed for 1 minute before using. Using grinders can be dangerous work if safety is taken for granted. So it's important that whatever air grinder you use is properly designed, appropriate for the work being done, and is easy to use and control. Ingersoll Rand puts a lot of effort and resources into designing the safest air grinders possible, with safety features that should not be overridden or compromised. Let's take a look. One of the most important safety features is the wheel guard, which shields the operator in the event of grinder wheel disintegration. Ingersoll Rand grinders feature two types of guards, adjustable and non-adjustable, or integral. Never use a grinder without the manufacturer's installed wheel guard. Guard should always be positioned between the wheel and the user and tightened securely. Another important safety feature available on some grinder models is this throttle automatic shutoff lever design. Most pneumatic tools shut off when the trigger lever is released. This features an integral spring-loaded latch that also prevents the tool from running if it's accidentally dropped or laid on the lever. Keep in mind that even properly handled, mounted, and guarded grinder wheels can fail and cause injury if they're used incorrectly or carelessly. In this last segment, we'll cover proper grinding techniques. Be sure the work area is uncluttered and well ventilated, and that your coworkers are a safe distance away. First of all, never carry a tool by the air hose. Avoid accidental starting by keeping your hand away from the trigger until you're ready to use the tool. Your work should be secured in place using clamps or a vise. Never clamp a handheld grinder in place. Don your eye protective gear. And be sure you have good footing and a balanced posture. Never grind above anyone else or above your head. Begin grinding by slowly applying pressure to the work surface until the grinder wheel gradually warms up. Make smooth contact with the surface and avoid any excessive pressure or bumping actions. Excessive force overloads the grinder wheel and can lead to catastrophic failure. Never grind using the flat side of cutoff wheels. This is extremely dangerous. You should use a wheel and/or grinder designed for that specific application. Once you finish grinding, let the wheel come to a halt while it's still in contact with the work surface. Keep the grinder wheel away from any contact with fluids, such as water or oil. A wheel can quickly absorb enough liquid to cause it to become dangerously imbalanced. Now, let's review the safe grinding techniques. The workspace should be uncluttered and well ventilated. Keep a safe distance from others when grinding. Never carry a tool by the air hose. Keep your hand off of the trigger when carrying the tool. Secure work in place with clamps or a vise. Maintain good footing and posture. Use slow pressure until the wheel is warmed up. Maintain smooth contact. Avoid bumps or excessive force. Never grind with the flat side of a cutoff wheel. Stop the wheel while it's in contact with the work surface. Keep the wheel away from any fluids. There's no doubt portable air grinders are indispensable tools in today's industrial workplace. But getting the job done right means getting it done safely. Safety is everyone's responsibility. Ours at Ingersoll Rand as a tool manufacturer and yours as a tool user. By watching this program, you're now more familiar with proper and effective safety measures as they relate to portable air grinders. With this knowledge and understanding, you can help ensure that you'll get the most out of your Ingersoll Rand air grinder, and you'll do so as safely as possible. Thank you for watching.